Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar on the Connecting Nature framework. The main aim of the framework is to give a very hands-on and comprehensive guide to cities that want to implement nature-based solutions. My name is Kato Allaert and I am an action researcher and advisor at DRIFT, the Dutch Research Institute for Transitions. Today I will introduce you to the Connecting Nature framework. Together with my colleagues Marleen Lodder and Catharina Hulscher at DRIFT and other academic partners, cities and SMEs, we have co-produced the Connecting Nature framework. We worked together with urban planners from the Connecting Nature cities and with researchers from different disciplines. Through a learning by doing approach, we have together explored which needs the cities have with regards to planning, delivery and stewardship of nature-based solutions. This led to the identification of critical elements of nature-based solutions implementation that the framework builds on. We have operationalized this in a process tool with concrete guidelines and steps for all the framework elements. The cities tested this approach, and in an iterative process, we have adapted the framework based on what we learned from the city's practice. In this co-production process, we have also identified the innovations and connections of innovations that result from the city's implementation processes and lessons learned that will benefit other cities interested in developing and scaling nature-based solutions. Nature-based solutions harbor the potential to deliver economic, environmental, and social co-benefits, while also building resilience against the impacts of climate change in cities. This is why cities now aim to implement nature-based solutions on a large scale, to make most use of nature-based solutions for a city overall. We have just heard about the nature-based solutions cluster in Malaga and about the management of urban forests in Tbilisi. These are both interesting examples that show us how complex and challenging the scaling of nature-based solutions is. Many questions arise and need answers. What is the best solution for the area? Who will manage it? How will it be financed? Who needs to be involved in the planning, delivery, and stewardship? How to measure economic, environmental, and social impact? Will it support innovation and generate jobs? How to manage change? Where to start? These questions show that the implementation of nature-based solutions is about more than new infrastructure and technology. Rather, nature-based solutions require many different types of innovations. These include, for example, market innovations like new business models for financing nature-based solutions and opportunities for nature-based entrepreneurship, social innovations like new roles of actors in stewarding nature-based solutions, and governance innovations like new and more collaborative decision-making procedures. The main challenge for scaling nature-based solutions is to facilitate and embed these innovations in the city's context, including the practices, institutional structures, and ways of knowing and relating. The Connecting Nature framework offers a tool to guide the planning, delivery, and stewarding of nature-based solutions on a large scale in cities, making sure you can reap and scale all the benefits that come with nature-based solutions. So the framework is essentially a process tool that helps cities specifically and urban practitioners more generally to navigate the path towards implementation of nature-based solutions on a large scale. Importantly, the framework embraces the implementation of nature-based solutions as an iterative process. While there is of course a direction of travel in terms of rolling out nature-based solutions and their benefits on a city scale, the steps involved in this journey are interrelated and non-linear. In this sense, the framework is different from traditional urban planning approaches that move in a linear process from planning to delivery. In our view, it offers a more realistic representation of the complexities in such processes and is thus better able to guide cities through them. Nature-based solutions are at the core of the framework in every phase of the process. The framework distinguishes three phases: planning, delivery, and stewardship. In the planning phase, you are in the process of defining the goals for the nature-based solution, developing the various innovations needed to realize it, including, for example, the technical design, new governance models, and identifying the activities required to implement it, for example, a specific co-production process. The delivery phase refers to the process of implementing the nature-based solution, including all its innovations. In the stewardship phase, stakeholders work on the ongoing participatory management and maintenance of the nature-based solution. Stewardship includes the monitoring and evaluation of the nature-based solutions, which enables adaptations to be made to ensure long-term sustainability and resilience. Throughout each phase, there are 7 separate elements that cities need to consider when shaping their individual nature-based solution. These elements are technical solutions, the detailed design of the nature-based solution and its features; governance, the organizational conditions and skills for connecting different actors across sectors under the same vision of the nature-based solution for the city; finance and business models, the different sources of finances and business models for the delivery, long-term maintenance, and operation of the nature-based solution that inform a new approach as a local business spin-off and attractor; entrepreneurship, the stimulation of new markets and business opportunities through and for nature-based solutions; co-production, the process of active involvement and partaking of different actors in the planning, delivery, and stewardship of nature-based solutions; reflexive monitoring, the process of facilitated, continuous, and adaptive monitoring and assessment of the whole nature-based solutions process, to capture lessons learned in real time and adapt the planning and implementation process; impact assessment, the set of indicators that will be used as a reference for monitoring and evaluating nature-based solutions, implementation and scaling, that is adaptable to every city context and open to inputs over time. So let's now dive a bit deeper into how the framework can be used by cities, and is already used by the cities in connecting nature. In the planning phase, it is important to define the goals of the nature-based solution, to start developing the innovations needed to realize the nature-based solution, and to define which activities are needed to deliver it. An example for activities in the planning phase is the co-production process organized by the city of Poznan in Poland. To develop the design of a natural playground at a kindergarten, the team held a visioning workshop with the kids, teachers, and parents. The participants made models of what they would like in the natural playground. This knowledge was then used by the designer to further shape the nature-based solution. Another aspect of the planning phase is setting goals and picking indicators. The City of Glasgow in the United Kingdom is working on an open space strategy to assess and improve the quality of its open spaces. For this, they are developing a dashboard of indicators in the planning phase. The dashboard is not a static product. Indicators may be added or removed throughout the different phases of the project, depending on how the project evolves. Rethinking governance and entrepreneurship is also part of the planning phase, as we heard during Christian's presentation. To stimulate the implementation and scaling of nature-based solutions in Malaga, a group of actors from public sector, knowledge institutes, NGOs, and businesses started a nature-based solutions cluster. The purpose of the cluster is to exchange knowledge, share opportunities, raise awareness, etc. The members are also working on a portfolio of nature-based solution projects in Malaga and in the Mediterranean region, to inspire and stimulate stakeholders with ideas for nature-based solutions. The delivery phase refers to the process of implementing the nature-based solution, including all its innovations. Again, the approach will be different per city, but some characteristics are that regarding governance, partnerships and collaborations are set in stone for joint delivery. Nature-based entrepreneurship is facilitated to connect to the nature-based solution, and co-production processes focus on joint solution finding. During Saba's presentation, we heard an example of governance in Tbilisi in Georgia. There, the Municipal Service for Environmental Protection is leading the preservation and reforestation of the urban forests. The municipality is coordinating a sustainable forest management action plan and works together with contractors for the reforestation activities at the city's edges. An example of how entrepreneurship can be used in the delivery phase are the steamer deals in the city of Genk in Belgium. The city makes deals with local citizens, community groups, businesses and entrepreneurs to create a win-win situation. The city helps in realizing the dream of the community group or entrepreneur, while they, with their activity, contribute to the development of the Steamer Valley, a nature-based solution project in Genk. Here, you see the Steamer ice cream food truck. The ice cream being sold here is sweetened with honey from the Steamer Valley. With their product, the entrepreneurs spread their love and enthusiasm for the Steamer Valley to all visitors of the area. In this picture, also from a steamer deal, you see volunteers from a local association that take care of certain nature conservation tasks in the Steamer Valley. The third phase in the Connecting Nature framework is the stewardship phase. The stewardship of a nature-based solution describes the long-term management and maintenance of the nature-based solution. Impact assessment is a continuous and long-term effort to adapt and ensure long-term viability. That is also what the Glasgow Connecting Nature team is aiming for with their nature-based solution dashboard. They are developing it to be dynamic and easy to use for other actors, so the local stewards of nature-based solutions, such as community groups or NGOs, can build on the data that the city has gathered throughout the process. You will hear more about the Glasgow Nature-Based Solutions dashboard in the next webinar. An example of co-production in the stewardship phase comes from Genk. This group of engaged citizens are called the Friends of the Steamer. They are ambassadors of the nature-based solution in their city, and they are in it for the long run. They form a citizen panel that forms links between the city council and the citizens and are contributing to the long-term development of the Steamer Valley. It should become clear by now that the Connecting Nature framework is not a step-by-step guide. The framework encapsulates the many elements that need to be considered for the implementation of nature-based solutions on a large scale in cities. Specifically, it guides through the many steps that need to take place to support the implementation around these elements. Whilst there is a direction of travel involved in terms of rolling out nature-based solutions on a city scale, the steps involved in this journey are interrelated and non-linear. The framework is therefore not meant as a linear blueprint with each step leading to the next. Instead, it is meant to raise questions about what are the starting points and what steps are needed in a city's or community's context and needs. In this way, the framework mirrors the process. It helps you to keep track of your process and results, to identify key learnings, and to integrate these in your next activities. The framework lets you adapt the planning process in real time when you learn new things about your nature-based solution and when your perspective changes. The framework supports you in creating a 360-degree picture of implementing and scaling nature-based solutions, meaning that it encompasses all the important elements in a comprehensive way. The framework helps you to collaborate with a wide range of urban actors, to identify wider benefits of nature-based solutions, to work out financing opportunities, to develop new governance structures, etc. It builds a narrative of your nature-based solution and your way of working. This will allow you to communicate about your work, for example to colleagues within the city council or to other cities. You will be able to start linking nature-based solutions to overarching city visions and agendas, which in turn helps you to create synergies and collaborations. If you would like to know more about the Connecting Nature framework, you can download the guidebook from the Connecting Nature website. Thank you very much for listening.